Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. Cedric here in Antwerp with yet another brew review, and today marks our last day of this barrel-aged collab series 2 from 2025. Vandestreek collaborations with 6 breweries and then barrel aging them. So these are all one-offs, and some of them are a crying shame that they're only one-offs, but that does keep this hobby interesting. Now I saved not necessarily the best for last, but the one that's near and dear to me for last. Why? Because this is a collaboration with Antwerpse BrouwCompagnie, Safe Beer, the brewery that I work for or work with, and this is extra special because this is their very first collab. They never collabed before, or at least not with a brewery. They did some collaborations, so to speak, with local bars, with a local radio station. Witness of that is my favorite triple, Minerva Triple. I'll put a link up here somewhere. So this was really interesting. I was, for the record, absolutely not involved in the production or the development of this beer. I am not involved in brewing and development whatsoever, except for some tasting services, but those are just perks of the job. So Antwerp Brewing Company, Antwerpse BrouwCompagnie with Vandestreek, lovely label. Although I do think that, and that might be because of my job in pharmaceuticals and microbiology, but this could be either a very artistic slice of a watermelon or a microbiological colony in a petri dish. Both are interesting, by the way. We invited Antwerpse BrouwCompagnie to brew their first collab ever. The result speaks for itself. The strongest, boldest spiced triple we've ever brewed, with help from our Belgian friends, rested in cognac barrels to give it a lush stone fruit warmth and a silky, velvety finish. Collab with Antwerp Brewing Company, style Imperial Tripel, and I love this because I love them strong, but I also love a good triple. I love ABC's triple, so very interesting. Also, they have barrel aged their dark beer, Non Pater, before, so they do have some experience with barrel aging as well. Aged on cognac barrels and an ABV of 11.3%. 10 EBCs and 40 IBUs, so rather light in color, slightly bitter or a bit bitter. And then ingredients: water, barley malt, sugar, oats, wheat malt, hops, yeast, coriander, lemon peel, ginger, juniper berries. Okay, that's where it ends. So I like the choice for a lemon peel instead of orange peel. That gives it a bit more kick and a bit less fruitiness. Also used ginger. Antwerp Brewing Company does love using ginger. They actually made a ginger beer called Ginger, and they also use ginger in their Bootjes beer. Again, link up here if you want to check that out, or just visit the brewery and come have a Bootjes beer with me. We also have a limited edition with a Philly sour of that beer. So, and interesting juniper berries with coriander. I have seen those two used instead of each other, but not together. I like both, if I'm honest, so I feel like I should like this. And I mean, when I read this label, not because I work for the brewery. So yeah, why postpone? Let's go for it. Beautiful color already. Ooh, nice and hazy, hazier than I expected. Lovely. I want to say gold, but the thing is that it is a bit on the dark side and a bit pale yellowish at the same time. So nice hazy golden blonde, slightly off-white, slightly yellowish foam, but nice dense foam. So already on point. Oh, wow. A hint of carbon dioxide. I'm getting a bunch of caramel here. Well, not caramel, toffee. Yeah, a bunch of toffee. Maybe for the Dutch and Belgian people among us, Werther's Echte, butterscotch candy. A bit of orange. No, a bit of lemon. A bit of lime actually. A bit of zest. Cognac. A bit woody. Okay, so a fairly broad spectrum, a fairly interesting palette. Looks nice, smells nice, should taste nice as well, but let's find out. Cheers. Okay. First things first. First impression, warming, boozy, very alcoholic. That 11% is really 11%. I would have even guessed a tad stronger if this was blind. Then flavor. Very first flavor that I encountered was cognac. A bit of cognac, a bit of butterscotch. Then it evolves into a bit woody, and immediately thereafter we get some lemon or lime zest, a very pleasant soft bitterness. So I don't know which hops they used, but it is subtle and it is very pleasant. And spicy really is the key word here. That smooth bitterness that I just talked about, now it only struck me that that is also a trait of juniper berries, which are incorporated in this beer. And juniper berries also have a slight peppery spiciness, like fresh ground black pepper, for example. We also get that coriander, of course, and in combination with that lemon zest or lime zest, that is very, very, very tasty, actually. And I'm trying to look for a good food pairing, but I mean, you can pair any beer with any food that you want, and you will get lucky ever so often. But I really feel like this is a standalone beer, a degustation beer. Yeah. Also a very pleasant mouthfeel. Quite thick, not sugary. Very dense. Very smooth as well. Again, warming and boozy. It's all coming around, it's all coming back. And the aftertaste is just... I do get a bit of orange here, even though it's not added. But the aftertaste is a very mellow, strong, but mellow cognac with some orange peel and that bit of butterscotch. So I actually feel that this is a beer that would pair better or more easily with cigars than with food, for example. Interesting. Now I do know some board members of a cigar club. I don't smoke, but I am gonna throw one of these their way. Yeah, very nice. Apart from the fact that I'm not a big fan of that butterscotch taffy flavor, I do still really like this beer, and I'm gonna give this a well-rounded 4. Yeah. Could it have been more? Probably. I did find some very tiny details, but apart from that, I mean, it's a 4, come on. Okay, that all being said, thank you guys so much for watching. This is unfortunately the last Vandestreek beer in this series, but I do promise you we will see other Vandestreek beers in the future. I still want to visit the Vandestreek Brewery in Utrecht, so I am adding that to the list again, or well, moving it to the top of the list. Yeah, if you like this video, leave a comment down below, hit a thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that bell icon so you'll get notified whenever I upload something. And if you want to support this channel, visit the Patreon page, share a video, come over to Antwerp, or just subscribe to the newsletter. And I will see you guys again in the next video. Cheers!